Okay, this week we are looking at p21, estrogen, and how it might increase cells in mammary glands. So first we're going to look at how p21 is able to affect the cell cycle. Between and through the phases of G1, S, and into G2, there are multiple checkpoints in the cell cycle. And in these checkpoints, the body and the cells check for a favorable environment and for cell damage and make sure that all conditions are favorable in order to continue along cell cycle. So sort of where p21 gets involved. p21 binds to CDK, or cyclin-dependent kinase, which is very important when it comes to cell division. And CDK is needed. The more CDK there is, the more cell division that's occurring. p21 halts this process by checking at these checkpoints for cell damage. So in the presence of cell damage, p21 will stop binding to CDK and temporarily halt cell division in order to repair any damages. If the damages can be repaired and are repaired, it will stop inhibiting them and allow cell division to continue. And if the damage is too much for the cell to heal, it will send the cell into apoptosis, into programmed cell death. So p21 binds CDK to regulate the cell division in the cell cycle. Estrogen is able to control and regulate the amount of CDK as well as p21. And p21. So if we look at a mammary gland, estrogen can decrease the amount of p21, hence reducing the amount of stops, the amount of time the CDK could be slowed down in the process of cell division. And in turn, this would increase CDK, which would allow for a much faster cell division and cell growth with the reduced amount of p21 in the cell. So it can downregulate p21 and upregulate CDK. So if we're looking at ways that we can proliferate cells, there are three ways. We can either solely downregulate p21, which with the presence of less p21, CDK is more active. They could upregulate CDK, which would increase cell division, or you could do both, which would have a much more drastic change and allow for a much more extreme proliferation of cells within a mammary gland.